And it goes a little something like this.
GM World Mobile Community. Appreciate you all here tuning in here. Interesting promo there. That's actually my first time listening to that one with the sound on, and I love the James Bond vibes there with that particular one. Again, thank you all for tuning in here. We're going to be breaking down everything going on here with World Mobile. As always, I'm joined by my two fellow co-hosts and World Mobile ambassadors. We've got Cal, aka Clover Nodes, as well as Rob, aka Trek Pool. Gentlemen, happy Saturday. GM, how you guys doing?
GM Fareed, what's up, Rob? I love that. Sorry, I love the intro. And actually, as a matter of fact, funny enough, I haven't listened to it with the sound on either. So I was like grooving back there. I was like, okay, I feel like the James Bond vibes. You're right.
Yeah, I liked it a lot. Rob, morning, man. How are things out there on the farm?
You know, always something to do. I kind of spoiled. My wife is pretty active, and so she a lot of times she's like, "Yeah, I just came in from 2 hours of lopping down invasives or setting stuff up," and I'm like literally laying in bed, done nothing yet. So I'm spoiled.
I'm sure you've done a lot
Maybe
the night before.
I don't know, maybe a little lazy too, but we'll see. You know.
Now, I will say you look a little bit different here. There's something missing. You don't seem to have your hat today.
Like, okay, he's like getting up, you know. Yeah,
I shouldn't have said anything.
Yeah, I know he doesn't have the hat. Well, now he does, but he does have the energy. That's what matters. Okay, which one is it going to be?
There it is. There it is. I just want to take a quick opportunity to just say GM and good morning to everybody here for tuning in. We've got Wave Nodes, fellow ENO here, 56 Hopper Road. We've got Thug Nasty. I appreciate you, Thug, here tuning in here, always showing support. You were here early today. Appreciate that very much. We've got Coin Farah representing the, oh my goodness, their name's escaping my mind. The Nuvola team. It's still early here. We've got Enzo Node. Appreciate you tuning in here as well. Zero Fix. Devrin, if I'm not mistaken, from the Rare Evo crew. Devrin, if this is you, go ahead and feel free to reach out. I'd love to connect and just sort of get things rolling here as we are expecting for Rare Evo to kick off here in August. We've also got Edward. We've got Ada Lovelace, Jeff, aka Delta Earth Nodes, fellow ENO, salute my friend. And we've got Villian, we've got Bill, and then we've got Aaron. Again, thanks everybody here for tuning in. As we get the conversation rolling here, feel free to share this out if it's your first time stopping by. My goal is to help you find your footing here within the Cardano and Bitcoin ecosystems. Consider subscribing if you appreciate and want more of the content. And as always, as we're live here, feel free to go ahead and leave your comments there in real time. We'll address as many of those as possible. And if you're watching as a part of the replay, feel free to go ahead and still leave your comment down below. I'll do my best to monitor and answer those as time goes on. Now, as a part of today's stream, we're going to shoot to keep this roughly about an hour long here. Not only do we want you to enjoy your weekend, we also want to enjoy a little bit of our weekends here as well. But we're going to be discussing and diving into the recent event that just took place, which was ETH Denver, where Cal and Rob were both actually out there on the ground. So we're going to dive into sort of their experience. We've got Mobile World Congress taking place as we speak. Mickey's out there shaking hands, kissing babies, and hopefully making some deals happen there. And we were expecting for a special guest to jump on. We do have some sort of conflict here with timing. They may or may not be able to join us, but at this point, I don't want to hype anything up any further. But if they do join, I'll make sure to go ahead and get them up here to join the conversation. That said, gentlemen, you guys recently took a trip out to Denver. How was ETH Denver? You know, how was the community? Obviously, it's not a Cardano specific event, but would love to hear you guys' perspective, how you guys felt, and sort of how World Mobile was received in general. So either one of you want to volunteer to maybe give us your experience first, and then of course the second one will follow after.
Yeah, I'll jump in first. And ETH Denver was fun. Me and Rob had a lot of fun there. It was a lot of interesting people we met there, and it was definitely, at least to me, my first Ethereum event. And our goal there was really to expand the World Mobile community to different chains and kind of introduce what the Alliance have been doing with building community to the base community, to the Ethereum community, meet some new people, new faces, spread the message on World Mobile, possibly sell some SIM cards and some travel SIM cards, which we did a pretty good job on, I think. Rob, you can contest to that. And I talked about it a little bit last night on our Alliance space, but it was interesting when I approached people and I talked to them, and a lot of Web3 people immediately understood what World Mobile is trying to deliver. And a lot of their responses were kind of the same. And when I explained to them, what World Mobile was offering, 50-second mobile network operator in the United States, the travel SIM, the privacy first approach, the sharing economy aspect of it, their eyes would lit up and say, hold on, you guys are actually bringing like a real world project on chain, and you have revenue coming through your AirNodes, and their eyes would light up immediately, and they would want to know more. And a lot of the responses were that they were essentially relieved to see and hear a real world project like World Mobile coming and showcasing their product at Ethereum Denver. And it makes a difference. I talked to a lot of people. They were all building similar things like AI, VC funds, DEX aggregators, all types of interesting projects. But when you start talking about World Mobile, it really stands out, and people really, really are interested to hear that something like World Mobile is coming and being built. And I also mentioned this last night on their space. I encourage people to get out to these events, the community to get out to these events, because we probably hit about, let's say, 7 to 8 side events every single day while we were there or more. And that wasn't even part of the main event. So if we can have, one or two people, hey, there we are, one or two people in each side event talking about World Mobile, and I can only imagine how big our community is going to get. So again, I encourage people, check out these in-person events. Like if one is happening closer to your city, please get out there and spread the message. I did actually, which I went out 2 nights ago to another event. It was called Stand With Crypto. It was put out by them, and I got to meet a lot of local people here in LA, building all sorts of interesting things. And I even got to take a picture with the Lamar Odom. It's like a ex-Laker. He got to learn a little bit about World Mobile and stuff like that. I mean, I can get into a little bit later about that, but yeah, back to Denver. Like it was a great experience. I'm sure Rob is gonna get into a little bit more, and here we are over there. I actually won that scarf in a very, very funny way, and I'm happy to share the story of how I won the scarf if you want to hear it. It was a DEX aggregator, and they were playing a game, and you would drop a little puck right? And if the puck lands on one of the dexes that they're working with, you would win something, right? So I made friends with the person, the hype man, who was like trying to get everyone to play. So I made a deal with him. I started, asking, hey, what dexes do you guys integrate with? I was telling him about the World Mobile Chain and all of that good stuff. And he said, I'll tell you what, if you can guess one dex that we don't integrate with, I won't even let you play. I'll have you win, So then, I said, are you guys ready? It was like maybe about like 7, 8 people around that were all listening, excited. So I just whispered in his ear, min swap. And then he's like, what? And I was like, min swap. He's like, what's that? And I'm like, it's on Cardano. And he's like, yeah, you're right. We don't integrate with Cardano. And I was like,
here's your scarf.
can I please have my price? So, yeah, I mean, no offense, but more Cardano people need to get out there also and spread the good message on Cardano as well. Because, yeah, there is definitely opportunity there for a lot of different projects to work with.
Thank you for that. I definitely do appreciate it. Before I bring Rob up, I want to maybe ask you, very briefly, and we'll come back to you in a second. What's one thing that you would have loved to see be done different or that could have been improved from your experience? Not necessarily specific to World Mobile, but maybe just generally speaking. And of course, it applies to World Mobile. Great. If not, no biggie. And so we'll come back to you there in a minute, if that's okay. But Rob, what was your experience like?
It was big. It was really big. I'm not used to big events like that. I'm not used to big cities. In fact, I remember the first day we went in there, and it was amazing trying to get through downtown Denver just to meet up with the guys because I was staying elsewhere. Uh, I just remember just the whole time here. I'm like, screw this place. This is because like literally one lane roads, not one way, one lane. They'd have things blocked off trying to navigate through the city, and then just the way the urban environment, it was just my city has about a 500,000 people in it. It's a good sized place, but it's not like big city stuff. So I just remember just being out of my element from the very beginning. And then we show up, and the first event we went to, it was shoulder to shoulder trying to just navigate through things, and then trying to keep track of Cal, who's over there just social butterflying and talking to everybody, and hearing bits and pieces of every conversation he's having, and it's always a different one about World Mobile. And I realized pretty quickly, I mean, we do these spaces and we talk all the time, and we go for an hour and a half, without taking a breath sometimes, about all the things that are World Mobile. It's such a big thing, but when you try to break it down to an elevator pitch, it's very difficult, and everybody that's there is there for a different reason. So trying to figure out pretty quickly what's gonna interest people. As a detective, I'd sit there and I'd interview somebody for 3 hours, and I try and find what's getting through, what topic. You switch topics and you move through things, and you try to figure out, how am I going to get on this person's side? How am I going to get what I need out of this thing? And it takes a while to start to read somebody. You go to the place like this, and everybody has there for their own reasons. They have their own projects, as Cal mentioned. A lot of them have a lot of similarities to them, but trying to figure out what's going to grab their interest, because there's so much with World Mobile. I could be talking to one person about the sharing economy and owning the infrastructure, and people are fascinated with that because they want to find ways to generate revenue. And then you have the same conversation with somebody else, and like, I don't give a crap. What they care about is what Cal mentions all the time, is the SIM swap insurance. That's their big thing, the privacy aspect, and the SIM swap insurance. They could care less about owning an aerostat or owning an AirNode. They don't want to run the blockchain. They want to be able to know that their assets are secured and their assets are insured. And the fact that comes in, that excited people. Other people didn't know what that meant. And so trying to find the right feel, it's not, the World Mobile is so big, and it's so diverse in what it brings, that you could go for days trying to figure out what's my elevator pitch, and you'd be wrong. you'd be wrong depending on the person, because there's so many things that they might be interested in, but World Mobile offers all of it. And so it was really, really cool when you'd find something that was going to land with somebody. And we were on an X Space last night, and I said this, but Cal, I'm pretty sure I watched 4 or 5 people go to the eSIM website and buy the eSIM. I'm sitting there watching Cal walking through this process. Cal was selling eSIMs to people in the moment, and it wasn't like, go to this website, check it out later. It's like literally he's over their shoulder saying, nope, click this one. This is the one you want. And they were doing it. Cal was actually selling the stuff. It was great. There's so many different things happening, and it was just so big and so busy. You get in a cab and you'd go 15-20 minute ride just to go to the next event. There's DePIN day, and there was events scheduled like every half an hour, and these are 3-4 hour events. So you'd find a different crowd there depending on what time you got to each of these events. Sometimes you overlap and see the same people moving from event to event, and other times you just walk into a room of 150, 200 people, and you hadn't seen a soul yet from previous events. It was so big, and there's a lot of interesting things there. But it was really nice when we bumped into, on the first day of the event, we bumped into Devrin, and we bumped into a couple of the guys from Rare Evo, and we got to see them right at the entrance. We were actually sitting there talking with Guillermo and Josh from Cornucopia. I'm sorry, from Book.io, Stuff.io, Book.io. I'm sorry, not Cornucopias. We were talking to those guys. These are the first people that we saw, and literally Cal and I walked in the door and said, I wonder if we're going to recognize anybody. And within 30 seconds, there's the Book Stuff guys. And so we're talking to them, and then all of a sudden the Rare guys walked up and they said, hey, we're having an event tonight at Meow Wolf, which, if you don't know what Meow Wolf is, it is incredible. It's like this trippy interactive art display museum. It's incredible. It's in several major cities, but they're Rare Evo was hosting an event, and so we got to go hang out with these guys. So it was really nice to have that home base. I mean, we had our World Mobile team that was there. We had Charles and Emmanuel and Ryan, but just to have some people that we knew, so you're not going in complete alone, everything. We go do our events, we go do our evangelism, we do everything we can to talk about World Mobile. But then we had a little recovery time with people that we've been friends with for years, and we built a great relationship with. And so it was great to see those guys at the end of the day. But in the meantime, we were busy. I mean, I remember at one point I said, Cal, my 265 pounds need to sit down. My feet are hurting. And, just take a break for a little bit. I just rounded down a little bit, just so you know. But anyway, it was fun. It was a good time. And it was nice to get that experience and realize, man, this is so much bigger than the ETH bros and the Bitcoin maxis, than the Cardano circle that some people are used to, than the 200 people that we recognize on a daily basis in our World Mobile community. This is so much bigger, but everybody is there for similar purpose. They're interested in the same types of things, and here's something that World Mobile can attach to everybody with. And so knowing that we're not a little niche thing. We're not a little part of, here's our little pocket of the crypto community. Here's the crypto community, and what World Mobile does overlays all of it. And we can find common ground with everybody that's participating in this. That's the most exciting thing. You're on mute, dude.
Okay, there you go. Can you guys hear me now? Okay. So yeah, I totally forgot to reset my microphone here. If you guys are getting any feedback, please don't hesitate to let me know. I do apologize for that. That does tend to happen from time to time. I just want to say thank you both there for your insights and just your experience. Very briefly, Cal, if we could, right, I want to swing back to that one question I had, and then we're going to jump into Mobile World Congress and Mickey's semi-bullish post, right? It's still vague, but it's still semi-bullish. But would love to hear about, what's one thing that you would love to have seen improved, or maybe just would love to have seen been done differently?
It's a good question. Before I answer your question, though, I want to tell a little funny story from ETH Denver. So, as I said prior, we did a lot of side events, right? And a lot of the side events, we try to get to were a lot of DePIN side events. So we get to meet like-minded individuals. A lot of the people clearly understood at these DePIN events who we were. They actually knew who we were to begin with. But at one of the DePIN side events, we met a company called IoTex, and when we entered the space, they immediately recognized us and they said, "Hey, would you guys like to jump on a podcast?" And me and Rob were like, "Okay, perfect, let's do it." So we woke up super early. We met them at the studio, and the podcast was like 15 minutes long. And Rob got so fired up in this podcast. I'm never gonna forget this moment. There was 2 cameras, right?
Where's
right,
it published? I've got to find it.
It probably is. You should watch it. I don't think I did a good job on there. I got a little nervous, which is weird because I normally don't get super nervous, but for some odd reason, these cameras went on, and I was like, "Oh shoot, they're actually recording me." Anyways, so there was 2 cameras, one in front and one on the side, and the guy, very nice guy who was interviewing us, and he had his assistant, and after about 15 minutes, the assistant walks in and one of the cameras shuts down, and the guy's like, "All right, guys, time is over," and then Rob's like, "No, 5 more minutes," so he just keeps on going and going and going. I can see the assistant face like, there's people waiting outside, you guys gotta stop. But like Rob said, when you start explaining people what World Mobile is, and if someone's like, it happened to me like 2 nights ago. The guy's like, "Give me the elevator pitch. Like, what is World Mobile?" And I was like, "Dude, like, how can I give you an elevator pitch when there's so much that we do, And I want to say so much. I can't give you an elevator pitch. It's gonna take me like 10 minutes, And it did take me 10 minutes. I did talk to this guy, but anyway, so that was the funny story. Once you start explaining to people what World Mobile is, like, there's so much that we do, that we offer, that you can't just break it down in 30 seconds. It's almost impossible. And to go back to your question and to answer, what is one thing I would change? I would say, first of all, again, I would like to see more mobilers go out there, attend these events, spread the message. We now have obviously the eSIM offering, but we also have 3 upcoming plans that everyone can sell. And once the affiliate fees come on, then everyone can actually start earning some additional funds by offering, what the World Mobile cell phone plans will offer moving forward. And to be honest with you, it's not a hard sell whatsoever. A lot of people are overpaying for their cell phone services, and a lot of people, when they hear about what World Mobile is offering, they're immediately jumping on it. And another thing I would say that I would I guess change is I probably would like to have World Mobile maybe sponsor a few of the DePIN side events. I would like to see our name on these lists, these DePIN project lists, and possibly even like reach out to the organizers of the actual Ethereum Denver event and maybe try and land a deal with them and offer attendees or travel eSIMs. Rob did mention it, but there was a lot of different people from like Europe, Asia, all over the place, Canada, South America, and all of them were traveling and all of them were in data eSIM. So as soon as I realized that, I started like pushing it really hard on everyone. And 99% of people were overpaying for their travel eSIMs, and 99% of people loved our pricing, but also loved the fact that we have roaming agreements. So when you come to the United States, you can jump on different networks and you can have like the optimal connectivity and have coverage and data everywhere you go, versus having, one operator and having a crappy service. So that's probably the 2 things I would do a little bit different.
And both of those are really good. And I actually like what you mentioned second. Imagine if World Mobile, because they realize how many people are coming from overseas, etc., gave people the opportunity to actually try the travel eSIM at the DePIN event. I mean, it makes perfect sense to me. I really, really like that idea. And hopefully that's something that they're able to move on moving forward. because again, I think it really lets people, for lack of better terms, get the full experience while they're there. I remember it's crazy how quickly time flies. I think a year and a half ago at Rare Evo, where Mickey had just connected to the World Mobile Network, and they had the van out there. And I think, Cal, you were out there, you remember, and they sort of showed us, what it was actually like to be connected to the network. And there's no better way for people to learn or to understand by actually connecting to the network, processing data, getting on something like YouTube and seeing, how responsive is it? How quick is it? How seamless is it? Is it an issue or not? And so again, hopefully that's something that they're able to move on moving forward. Let's keep the conversation moving here, because again, we are going to try to keep this relatively quick as a part of today's stream. So for anybody who isn't aware, once per year, there is this event called Mobile World Congress. I want to say last year it was in Vegas. And then the time before that, it was in Barcelona. I think, is it back in Barcelona again this year, or was it back in Barcelona again this year?
They do it twice a year.
Okay.
Once in Vegas, once in Barcelona. So it happens in usually like end of February, and then also in like
October.
August, September. If you remember 2 years ago when we had Rare Evo in Denver, and then the next week was NFT Las Vegas. Basically the guys went to Rare Evo, then they went to Vegas, and they're at Mobile World Congress for the first 4 days, and then after that they came over to basically the other convention center right next door and did the NFT Las Vegas for the next 3 days. So it was like 2 full weeks of conference every day. But yeah, it happens twice a year, once in the US and once in Spain.
Thank you for that clarification, because I thought it was once per year, but that definitely does make sense. Now, on the heels of that, of course, Mickey was out there. And if you guys are aware of anybody else that did travel with Mickey, feel free to chime in there. But I know for sure Mickey was out there. And since then, there's been an interesting post that's come out. So he states that Mobile World Congress 2025 was absolutely epic for World Mobile. Next level deals were signed. And just when I thought the future couldn't get any crazier, it has. Now, I think Mickey, he's in a tough spot, right? He can obviously only share so much without trying to obviously give too much to the community. And I know recently there's been a lot of people that have been frustrated about sort of the teases of announcements, teases of things that have, been sort of done behind closed doors that haven't been released to the public. So I was actually surprised to see this particular post. I'm surprised that Mike let it slide, given sort of the backlash about, other announcements, etc. But he hasn't given us any clear-cut communications as to who or with what. I'd love to hear if either of you two have any insights as to what this is in reference to. But of course, hopefully over the course of the next couple of days, if not weeks at the most, we get some clarity about exactly what was done at Mobile World Congress. So either of you want to chime in here? If so, feel free to go ahead and jump in now.
Yeah, well, let's just look at some of the big companies that people think that basically rule the world right now. Amazon started off selling books. They were a used book reseller, right? That's all they were doing, and it's grown from there. I mean, I think probably next year they're going to start coming to your house and changing your oil in your car and fixing your garbage disposals, right? Painting your houses for you. I mean, Amazon it's growing, and it's growing incrementally, but it started off reselling books, right? Look at the companies at that, the massive trajectories that they have. They didn't start off the brand names that we know them now. We got in early. Mickey came to us with a proof of concept and a desire, and that's it. As far as most people knew, right? We knew that he had some history starting and selling some other businesses. We knew that he had history in telecoms. They came to us with the Smart Village video and a tokenomics paper, and they said, we're going to change the world, right? People complain, I've been here for 4 years. Wah, shut up. Pisses me off. Look at what's happened in the past just few months, right? We just got word of the Dido partnership in the Philippines. 13 million customers with Dido. And what's World Mobile going to do? They're going to extend the range. They're going to enhance and increase the coverage, right? What happens when you have a company that, I don't know how great they are, if they're the best, if they're just subpar, but what happens when the company increases the quality of the work, increases the range, increases the connectivity, all these things? More people will come on board. And they're going to come on board not because Dido is building the infrastructure, because we're buying and owning that infrastructure, right? World Mobile is going to help that company grow, and in return, we're going to benefit from it. World Mobile is building a token economy for Dido on the World Mobile chain. These people have one-stop shops for cashless payment systems utilizing World Mobile. This is a mobile phone company. I'm sorry, a cellular company in the Philippines. And now they're going to go to a token economy. They're going to go to cashless payments. They're going to have their own uses on blockchain, plus extended range, better quality. Dido is in a position, because of what World Mobile is going to partner with them on, to rapidly expand. That's going to take years to do, but we're starting it now, right? In 10 years, people are going to look at World Mobile. They're going to say, man, this company is everywhere. They do everything. It has to start somewhere, and it has to take time to build. This isn't a cookie cutter approach where you literally you roll the dough out, you snap a bunch of cookie, you throw it in the oven, and it cooks, right? This is individualized based on who we're working with. Look at SEW. I think that they said they connected 3 billion people in one way or another with utilities worldwide, right? Maybe they don't control everything, but they connect worldwide to 3 billion people. And we have an exclusivity deal with them. All right. It takes time for these things to happen. And if we're just there helping monitor the utilities and transmitting customer data, that is a huge amount of work that's going to get done on the World Mobile chain. And so when you think about that, we have an exclusivity deal with SEW. We have a company in the Philippines with 13 million. We have a company in Pakistan that we're doing things with that has millions that we know of right now, and they're rapidly expanding with their fiber network. And now they have the cellular network with what World Mobile's offering, right? We know that there's an MVNO in the United States that has 20 million that has signed up. We know that there are 2 Fortune 500 companies that have signed initial paperwork with World Mobile here in the United States. We know that we're one of the few MNOs in the United States, not MVNOs, right? We're not selling our data to AT&T or T-Mobile to offload it. We're building our own network. We are positioning ourselves right now. And so you think about all those numbers, all those customers, everything that's happening. It's a pretty darn good trajectory. And then Mickey comes on and says, I never thought that it could get any crazier than it has been. And now, like, his mind's blown. Remember the Mobile World Congress, right? When we won the award last year there for most innovative product. People have been watching for years, saying, "Yeah, it's not going to work. Let's see what they do." The Aerosat alone brought people in, and now the fact that we are proving ourselves in multiple continents now with different abilities, different technologies, different ways to generate and increase revenue for those companies while bringing in some of our own. Everybody is aware of World Mobile. Everybody wants a piece of it. We were already the GSMA's blockchain partner, right? They're directing their people, hey, go build on the World Mobile chain. You want to go on the blockchain? These guys are figuring out. They're taking the tip of the spear on this. Jump on them and let them build for you, right? I'm wondering if these partnerships are blockchain specific related, or if they're going to be infrastructure related, or what. But we already know there's waiting lists. We already know there's countries lining up saying, "Come look at us," right? We know how big this is. We just from what they've said and what we've seen, right? So imagine for Mickey to say, "I didn't think that we could get any busier, any crazier, any more. The future couldn't be any brighter." And then now, wow. Think about what that really means. Stop being impatient with your bags. Go jump on a meme coin if you want to make money real quick, right? We're here for more than this. And honestly, when I was with Charles and Emmanuel and Cal in Denver, we didn't talk about dollars one bit. We talked about network growth, expansion, what the future looked like, right? Money never came up. Money is not going to be an element or an issue here, right? You build proof of concept, then you build the concept itself, and then you push it forward for everyone to be a part of. And what happens when you push that out of the way? The money fills in behind you, right? The money's going to get there. If you're chasing dollars, it's not. You're going to be running around like the old cartoon with the donkey with Bugs Bunny holding the stick with the carrot in front of it, right? That's what you're chasing that dollar everywhere, right? You build these things, you get this stuff going, the money backfills. So if that's what your focus is on, your focus is on the wrong thing. I'm not the only one who wants to retire from a job, right? I'm not the only one that wants to make sure that all the bills are paid and everything's done and life's easy and we can focus on what we want. You sit here and read comic books and play guitar all day. I'd love to be doing that. I got a full-time job, right? I want to be done. Everybody wants to be done. We're all in a similar position. World Mobile is building, right? You have to build the structure before you can fill the house, right? You're not going to go, you can't go live on a concrete slab if you're trying to build a house over. You got to build the house first. Well, that's what we're doing. And it's going to be a pretty damn big house. I'm telling you. I'm excited.
I'm excited. Always love to hear your passion come through the microphone there. Want to take a brief opportunity, right? For anybody who isn't aware or who's maybe just hearing Rob and Cal here for the first times, they're both World Mobile ambassadors, including myself here. But take the opportunity, please give them a follow on X. They're just as clued in, and if not even more clued in here than some of the biggest contributors to the World Mobile ecosystem. And they provide a lot of valuable insights there. And there's also the World Mobile Alliance. Please take the opportunity to give them a follow there as well, where there's live streams, or excuse me, X Spaces, which take place every single Saturday that we're not streaming here live on YouTube. Ada Lovelace, in agreement. Classic motivational Rob speech. That's what I said. I feel like you start off slow, and then by the time that you get done, it's just like boom, really great job there. Cal, would love to maybe hear your thoughts there. And if you don't have much else to add as it relates to that particular sort of tease with Mickey, maybe we can sort of talk about some of these nodes that we've also seen going up in Zanzibar. So the choice is yours. If you want to dive into the next topic, I'm happy to do so. Or would also love to hear what your thoughts are about the potential partnerships or deals that were signed this past week.
I can obviously, I'm not sure what partnerships were signed at the WMC Barcelona, but I can for sure tell you guys that when Mickey says, these are next level deals, these will be next level deals. I mean, I just want to remind everyone that World Mobile did win the GSMA Foundry Award for everything they've been doing for the past year. And, as Rob said, the Aerostat, was a testament of what World Mobile can accomplish in Africa and beyond. And when you go to these conferences, and we've heard it before, like people know how powerful blockchain can be for telecoms and how innovative blockchain can be for telecoms. And I usually, don't like to comment on things like that and give people alpha or anything like that. We're obviously under heavy NDNA with World Mobile as ambassadors, but all I can say is that me and Rob saw what happened at ETH Denver. We heard the meetings that some of the co-founders were having, and there is some things happening behind the scenes and relationships that have been being fostered that have been going on for about 1.5 years now. And once these deals are signed and once people are able to finally see, and once these NDAs fall off, then everyone's going to start seeing why Mickey is so excited and why this would totally change the trajectory of where World Mobile is going as a company. And obviously, this will also benefit the entire sharing economy and everyone that's involved in it. So yeah, this is all I wanted to add on this topic.
Thank you for that. And for the sake of time, I'm not going to add too much else myself, but we'll keep the conversation rolling here with a couple of pretty cool screenshots that have come in here from Sobema EarthNodes. Now, Rob mentioned the Smart Village video earlier. For anybody who's in the world, I'll get that pulled up here in just a moment. But Zanzibar being one of the foundations of the world mobile economy, and we've got sightings of more and more AirNodes in that particular area. I'm going to jump into the Ecosystem Explorer here to see exactly where we stand in terms of AirNodes out in that particular country. But we've got more representation and just more adoption of World Mobile in their AirNodes. Now, in this particular picture, I am struggling to find the AirNode. I'm assuming it's that right there. Let me see. There we go. Hopefully it's that right there. And then there's an additional follow-up picture. I'm not able to spot the AirNode in this particular one. So I'm not sure exactly. I wanted to say that it was this thing up here, but I cannot tell if that's the AirNode. We've got an additional picture here, of course, nice and clear. And then we've got this storefront here. We've got another AirNode. And so just wanted to just remind the community, right? Because I think a lot of us are focusing on the expansions, the growth, and just looking forward to seeing how things develop and deploy in the USA. But the team continues to work and grow their presence in some of these existing areas, including Pakistan, including now Reno, Nevada. But then, of course, the very early beginnings, which are Zanzibar. And so would love to maybe hear sometime from Sobema EarthNodes if they're willing and able to jump on one of these streams in the future. I'm assuming that they are in Zanzibar. And if you guys have either, spoken with Sobema or you just know a little bit more about Sobema, feel free to correct me, but would love to hear about what the presence or what the reception is like of World Mobile services out there on the ground in Zanzibar. And so, yeah, would love to hear if you guys have any takes on that. If not, maybe we can take a couple of questions from the community. And then I think there's one more topic that we wanted to jump into. So yeah, I'll leave it at that. I don't want to ramble too much, but what are your guys' thoughts there about the AirNodes deployed out there in Zanzibar?
I just want to give a shout out to Mark for going out there. It's his second time visiting Zanzibar, and it's really cool to see all of the deployments happening on the ground. So again, shout out to him. I would love to get him on the stream so he can maybe share a little bit more about his experiences down there. But I just want to also remind everyone that these AirNodes are pretty soon going to be going up for sale. We've heard it from the team that Zanzibar is going to be included to with one of these AirNode sales, just like Pakistan is. So that'd be really cool for the community to get their hands on some of these AirNodes. As you guys can see, a lot of them are placed in very, very highly dense areas, and yeah, it's just really exciting to be able to get to see it firsthand from him. So kudos to him for going out there and spending the time and sharing a lot of these images with the community. That's what it's all about.
I definitely do agree. Rob, anything that you maybe want to add?
It's one thing to hear from people that work for World Mobile. Oh yeah, we've done this. We have 18,600 AirNodes deployed worldwide, and it's like, okay, that sounds great. I'm seeing money come in from the AirNodes that I've been able to purchase. That's a good thing. When you get people who are unrelated to the World Mobile team that are traveling and seeing these things. Mark has been down to Zanzibar a couple of times, and he's taking these photos, and it's just showing proof this stuff is really here. Cal went to Reno and took a picture with his AirNode in Reno. I mean, it's amazing to see live AirNodes in the wild. It's a nice way to just show we're doing this stuff, and we're doing it in multiple places throughout the world. So yeah, it's very cool that Mark has the ability and to go down there, and then the willingness to showcase what World Mobile is doing from a community member aspect.
Thank you there, gentlemen. One brief question that did come in here from, I don't know if it's Villon, which is sort of like a French name, or Villian, right? Like a pavilion or something like that. Anywho, I'm just going to go with Villon from a French perspective. Vion was asking about staking earlier. Or no, not staking. I'm so sorry. The AirNode sales. And so I'm not sure if there's been any news announced about the next sale. I have been out the loop, gentlemen, so I will be completely honest. But have you guys heard about any upcoming sales after the most recent one, which I believe was the third Spark Node sale, which sold out?
Yeah. So they did mention it on the previous AMA. There's a sale coming from Pakistan and a pretty large sale coming in the United States with more portals being offered, Apex nodes, more links, Titans, as well as a new node coming online as well. So there's going to be plenty of sales coming up here within the next month or two.
Perfect. Vion, hopefully that answers your question. While I've got you up there on the hot seat, Cal, we also have Peter asking if he can make money by owning, presumably, an AirNode. And I know you, of all people, are an AirNode host as well as an owner. So would love to see if you can answer that question.
Yeah, for sure. You can 100% make money on owning an AirNode. I'm actually a remote operator, which allows you to purchase infrastructure being remotely. So I purchased an AirNode. I reside in Los Angeles, and I purchased an AirNode up in Reno, and I actually connected with someone on the ground who leases a little part of their rooftop. And by making a contract with him, we're now both able to earn from the sharing economy. So you can definitely earn, money from operating an AirNode, even hosting an AirNode. So if you live in one of the regions that World Mobile offers services in, you can go to their website and sign up to host infrastructure on your rooftop.
Perfect.
Oh, and
thank you
just to remind them that payments are in local fiat currency or stable coin. So, yeah.
You literally read my mind. I was about to ask you to highlight that there as well. So I do appreciate that. All right, we've got 15 minutes left, and hopefully, Peter, that's answered your question. Villian, right? I think that's hopefully the way that's supposed to be pronounced. Hopefully, that's answered your question there about the upcoming node sales. The very last topic I wanted to dive into here, if there's no additional questions from the community, is with specifics to Rob and the Brave browser and how you were able to actually earn some free WMTX. And so, Rob, if that rings any bells, would love to hear about how that was done and how maybe anyone else that's listening and tuning into the show now could potentially take advantage of that same exact opportunity.
So World Mobile just announced a listing on Uphold, which is a centralized exchange. And Uphold is one that you can link your bank account to. You can buy with a debit card, with just as easy as transferring in one coin and swapping one coin for another. And it's one that people might not be aware of. Uphold. It's not your Coinbase or your Binance or your Kraken, but a lot of people, if you're familiar with Uphold, it's probably because you use the Brave browser. Now, Brave browser is an app overlay for like Microsoft Chrome. I think you can use it on a couple different types of. Yeah, it looks like you can use it on multiple different browsers, but you basically download the extension and then you run it. And I don't run Chrome on my PC. I run Brave. I actually deleted the Chrome links from my computer. I just log into Brave. It's a privacy browser, and it blocks incoming transmissions. It blocks all sorts of different things trying to spam you. It blocks ads. So I was telling Cal last night, I was kind of confused for a while. I was at work and I'd be watching YouTube, just like meditation music or something while I'm typing away doing work. And every 5 minutes, you get these loud ads. I'm like, this doesn't happen at home. Why not? It's because I'm not using Brave at work. So I downloaded Brave at work. But it blocks out ads on YouTube. We shouldn't say that for Freed's channel because he makes, You click on the ads for when you watch Freed's channel, so he gets paid for it. But it blocks out ads. It blocks out even like ESPN.com when you want to go click on the sports highlight video and it shows you like 2 minutes worth of their sponsors before it shows you the 5-second clip. It blocks those. So there's some cool things. It gets rid of ads. It gets all the bad cookies and the bad things that the web tries to stick on your browser to bog you down and steal all your information. The other thing that Brave does, though, the reason people know about it is because know about Uphold is because Brave and Uphold have a partnership. And so when you use the Brave browser, you have the ability right there on the screen to earn crypto, and they pay in BAT, basic attention token. And so what you do is you go to Brave and you just click, hey, create an account at Uphold. And then as you surf the internet, certain websites, certain things have limited ads that you can click on if you want to watch, and then they pay you along the way. It might be 5 cents, 10 cents. At one point I was making like $15 to $20 a month. I don't think I'm making anywhere near that now. I think it's like $1 or $2 every month now. But just for surfing the internet, you were getting crypto for using the Brave browser, which doesn't sell your information. It blocks everything. So it gets rid of those incoming connections and stealing your info. It gets rid of the ads. So it's a very, very convenient thing. And then all of a sudden you're getting a little bit of a return off of it, which is pretty nice. So I think payday is the 7th. Yesterday, I got the notice, hey, $2.15 has been deposited to your Uphold account. Well, this was the same day that World Mobile announced that they're now listed on Uphold. So I went and I literally just clicked right on my web browser on the main page. I said, see my rewards. It took me to my Uphold account, $2.15 or whatever was sitting there. And you can do whatever you can sell it. You can send it to your bank account. You can swap it for another currency. You can take it to your Ledger, your Trezor if you want. And so I said, well, it's right there. BAT is one of the main tokens here because that's they all have a partnership together. I swapped my BAT directly for WMTX, which is now listed on Uphold. So made a couple bucks surfing the internet, doing my regular thing. Transferred it, when it showed up my rewards account, I transferred it right into WMTX, and now I have almost 10 WMTX sitting there just for playing on the internet last month with my normal websites. So I said this last night on our X Space, but World Mobile is being very selective. They're trying to find the right places to go. All these different exchanges, you have to hundreds of thousands of dollars for the ones that you've never heard of that have like no assets to swap. They want to get paid to bring tokens on. The bigger ones want millions of dollars worth of crypto given to them in order to list on these list on these exchanges. So the fact that World Mobile is being selective and finding, hey, where's the reach at? Everybody that's in crypto should be using Brave. I think everybody anyway should be using Brave browser. But Brave partners with Uphold. That's a lot of eyes on WMTX from the crypto community because people are getting the basic attention token. They're using Brave. They see the Uphold logo every single day when you log into your browser. And so they're finding places where are the most eyes going to go? Coinbase, Kraken, Binance, Brave browser, Uphold. So very, very smart strategic listing there, as opposed to here's 15 exchanges. Let's just throw all of our tokens at it and hope that somebody starts buying it someday. These guys, there's plans, there's agendas. They know what they're doing, and they're growing this the right way with the right strategic approach. I'm very, very impressed.
And just to recap, because this is new information to me too, right? It's not just that the viewers are learning stuff. I'm literally learning stuff as you guys are breaking this down too. So Brave is the browser. Uphold is a platform. Are they the ones that, like, they're an exchange, right? But Brave is the one that actually manages the ads, whether or not you select to view stuff, etc. But who's actually paying you the rewards? Is it Brave that's paying you, or is it Uphold when you install their extension within the Brave browser? That's the piece that I'm still trying to understand. And then there is a question from AG Crypto. We're going to get to that question here in just a moment, AG. You're muted.
Can you go to, can we share a screen real quick? Is that possible?
Yep, you can. Yep, you should be able to at the very bottom there. Just let me know whenever. Well, I can actually see it backstage here when it's ready.
Share screen. And we're going to go, hold on.
I just want to point out that this space is not sponsored by Brave Browser.
Yet.
Yeah. So, Rob, I see your screen backstage. It looks like a plant, that little pink plant. Is that what you want to show?
Yep.
All right. I'm about to bring it up.
Yep, that works.
All righty. You are live.
Okay, so I'm sorry, is it showing there or?
Oh, there you go. Yep.
All right. So if you look here, this is my login screen right here, and so you can see it has the quick tabs right there. It shows how many trackers and ads have been blocked, and the bandwidth saved by blocking those extra ads and those little worms that are trying to crawl in with your web searches, and then all the videos that would have tried to make me watch, how much time I saved. But you can see over here, this is my rewards balance and basic attention token, and you can see I've seen 24 ads this month already. So it updates. It's not like an instantaneous thing. It's not like every hour on the hour you see it crawling up there. But you're able to link, and Brave pays the rewards because they have their own sponsors. If you go to this page and you can, there's different, you have different abilities to watch ads to make more. Otherwise, like I said, I don't watch their ads. I just go through it, and I get a couple bucks a month just for doing it. But this is just a Chrome overlay, right? You just go type in Brave browser in a search bar, and you have the ability to download it. And then you can focus on doing that, which is, it's a privacy thing. And like I said, they get their ad revenue, and then they buy BAT, basic attention token, and they work with Uphold to deliver it. Uphold benefits because now they're making money on transactions. They are people are now using their exchanges for convenience because they already have rewards going there. So it's a nice synergy between the token, which might not be as popular otherwise. Basic attention token, Uphold is now growing in popularity, and then Brave, which is something that everybody wants to use for privacy and crypto anyway. So it's a really cool thing. And now World Mobile Token, WMTX, is listed on Uphold. So you search the internet, use the Brave browser, you get some rewards, you go swap it for WMTX. While you're there, if you want to send money in or buy more WMTX using Uphold, it's a convenient way. It's an ERC20, so it's the Ethereum version of WMTX. So some people are going to be more into that. Some people more into the Cardano version or the base version. But it is going to be the ETH ERC20 version that you're going to get out of it.
Thank you there, Rob. And Peter was actually asking about the link to download Brave. Sounds like I might need to do the same thing. I've been a Google Chrome diehard fan since its inception. But if I'm able to earn while doing the same exact things, why not? So Peter?
It's the same platform. Everything is going to be similar. It's just more secure and less crap,
which we need. Because there's a lot of junk out there on the internet nowadays. But that's going to bring us literally to the hour here. I wanted to just close off by answering one quick question, and maybe Cal, I'll toss this over to you as well, because I know you're definitely scanning for points. But AG Crypto stating, I'm a truck driver and cover at least half of the US, but don't have an iPhone. If I get the phone plan, can I scan for points? And Cal, I'll let you answer this one. And then I know that there's also updates about scan for points and iPhones, but then there's also even restrictions on the phone plans, right? As to which phones that they can actually operate with. But I'll let you take the show here.
Yeah, so I'm a truck driver and cover the east half of the US, but I have an iPhone. Currently, you can scan for points with an Android phone, but there is an iOS app coming up here shortly, which you'll be able to download and use to scan for points as well, and more. That's all I got to say. So yes, absolutely, you'll be able to do that. I'm actually one of the iOS users who will be testing the app, and I'm very, very excited because I'm a avid iOS user, and I can't wait to get my hands and start scanning through my actual phone not through my secondary phone that I got for scanning, which is an Android phone.
Yeah, talk about dedicated to the mission, right? My man's got an extra phone just for scanning for points. I'm not there yet, but hopefully soon. And once we do get the app for iPhone, hopefully they give us a bonus because we haven't been able to scan for almost a year. So we're going to be playing catch up there. But I think that's going to wrap it up here. I know typically we do close out with closing comments. I've got to actually get ready here for an upcoming interview. So I think we're going to have to skip out on that piece. But we are literally at the 1 hour mark. Again, wanted to take the opportunity to thank Cal, aka Clover Notes, as well as Rob, aka Trekpool, for joining us here. Again, if you guys are not already following both of these gentlemen on X, check out the links down below as a part of the video description. Make sure to give them a follow, and also make sure to give the World Mobile Alliance page a follow there as well. Gentlemen, want to thank the opportunity to say thank you to the both of you. Wish you both a wonderful weekend ahead, and we're going to go ahead and do this again, I don't know if we're going to do this next week or if you guys are going to go live on X, but we'll definitely make sure to make an announcement about that ASAP. So I think that'll bring us to the end here for the stream. Again, thanks to everybody who's tuned in, who's chimed in, who's left a comment, even a like or just shared this out. It is definitely appreciated, especially as a content creator. And if you have any questions or comments that we did not get the opportunity to answer, still go ahead and drop those in the live chat. If you're watching as a part of the replay, drop those down below. I'll make sure to try to go ahead and get those answered. And if I'm not able to get those answered, make sure to go ahead and join the Discord. The link to that is down below there as well. That said, and as always, folks, we'll see you all in the next one. Cheers, everybody. Take care.